welcome to today's topic. We'll be talking about goal setting, and my name is Joanne Kabiru. I am an ICF certified coach. So I do help people in their personal productivity in how to accomplish this, and goal setting is part of it. So to start off is we need to define what is a vision versus what is a goal. A vision is a clear image of how you see your future. How does it look like? You need to think big and be daring to think, extremely daring. You know, you look and say, oh, my family friends used to live in such a house, such a car, or how they relate amongst themselves as a family. Even your own family, your parents could be one of those who give you a vision for your life. So you need to set a vision for your life. And now breaking it down is a goal. A goal is a specific target to get you to your vision. So the goals are like small biteable steps to being able to attain your vision. I keep repeating the way Winnie the Pooh said that if you don't know which road you're taking, any road can lead you there. So you need to actually set the road for your life. You will not sit down. It doesn't matter your age. You know, after we grow up, maybe around the teens, you now start forming yourself your goals. So start having your goals from your teens all the way to old age. You have a goal that you'll be setting for one reason or another. So there are two quotes there that I found that were very exciting to have. One is that setting goals is the first step to turning the invisible to the visible. You know, at first it looks unattainable, but then once you start working on it, it appears now properly visible. Second quote, that one was by Anthony Robbins. The second one is that you have to set goals that are almost out of reach. You know, almost out of reach, as in those ones I was telling you to dare to dream. Because when you're daring to dream now, it sets your mind to work at it and figure out how you're going to attain those goals. So he continues to say, if you set a goal that is attainable without much work or thought, you are stuck with something that is below your true talent and your potential. That is being given by Steve Garvey. You know, we have an ultimate potential of what we can be. Whether you're a creative, whether you're a finance person, whether you're an IT person, whether it doesn't matter what you are, you have so much potential that is seated within you and you can tap it. The tapping of it, it's up to us as individuals to be able to utilize our maximum potential. So to make goals, we need to make goals that are smart. We need to make goals smart. That is, it is specific, it is measurable, it is attainable, it is realistic, and it is time-bound. These are 5 rules of setting goals. It doesn't matter, I mean, age-wise, goal-wise, whatever it is, they need to be very specific. What are you talking about? And then measurable. How much are you talking about it? And then attainable. Remember here, there's a fine balance. In fact, I had someone yesterday who challenged me about the attainability of a goal. You know, you may put something that's too reachable or you put something that is so big. But the more you put the bigger ones, those are the ones who attain even bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. The next thing is realistic, that you know for sure that you're going to do it. You know, you don't have to be pushed about doing it. Then finally, it is time bound. You have to set a time limit for it. The most common thing is to probably set goals that you start with your annual goals. Right now, we are finishing 2020. You should be already starting to set your 2021 goals. By the time December is reaching, when everyone else is starting to think about how they are writing theirs, yours are already done. Yours are already done, and you have put them up. You know, you're being specific, and you know what you want, so that by the time is coming, you're just working it out. So to continue, I have actually done a few examples. All right. So a big one for us here is we like talking about how we are losing weight. So a specific goal is that I want to lose 10 kilos of weight. You see, I'm being specific. I want to lose weight, and it is 10 kilos. Measurability of it is that 10 kilos. That part of 10 kilos is that how many kilos are we talking about? Not just saying I want to lose weight. Then there is attainable. You want to lose 10 kilos of weight by walking in the neighborhood, you know. There are others who like hiking. Yeah, I always refer to myself. Hiking is not my thing. I have good friends who do Elephant Hill or go around Longonot Crater maybe once a month or something like that, or once in a quarter. You know, you have to be very real. It goes together with being very real. I'm not going to put myself in that category. Mine, I would talk very comfortably about walking in the neighborhood. That one I can do, or even walking in my space, the compound that we have. And being realistic continues that you're saying it's every 3 days. Now saying I want to walk every day, there I'm not being true to myself. I'm being very unreal. Yeah, I won't walk every day for sure. Even those 3 days, it may be a challenge just to get to the 3 days. So you'd set something that it stretches you, yes, but also you're able to do it. Then it's time bound. I want to lose 10 kilos of weight in 6 months by walking in my neighborhood every 3 days. So you see, I'm not saying next week I will have lost the 10 kilos or next month. That is unreal, and that is it's not going to be attainable. And then on top of that, you know, emotionally, it will set you up with pressure on how you're going to attain that. If you set something that's unattainable or unreal, you'll get very pressured about it. So it's good to keep it time bound and within some realistic and attainable way. Just to break it down for you, you see that 10 kilos, if you are talking about it in 6 months, 10 divided by 6 is about 1 point something. So you see 1 point something kilos that you can do, you know, you'd probably be either doing the exercise and then you add something about your diet. And for sure, 1 point something kilo would not be a tough one to be able to pull. So how do we set the goals? I prefer to use the wheel of life that is given by Zig Ziglar. He does it with the 7 wheels. I have posted it there for you to see. One is your career, another one is financial, another one is spiritual, another one is physical, another intellectual, family, and social. And I'm going to break it down one by one. So I hope you have your notebook and you're writing it down, because I will give some examples that are relevant to us. I will give some examples that are relevant to us so that you're able to make notes and then also apply them in your life. So to start with, we have our career. Our career at our phase of life for us, we're in I Am Network, we're either in school or we are just starting out to work. So if I'm setting a career goal in school, I will be saying that I need to make sure I attend all my classes. All right. So for one reason or another, you will be tempted that you're not going to attend that class. I mean, yeah, maybe we went out to club the day before and maybe I overslept. So you see, you have to forgive yourself for that day that you overslept. But remember, our goal is we will attend every class. So that can be a goal. If you are working, is to make sure that you're on time. If you have a challenge about being on time at work, you know, if you're supposed to be there at 8, try and be there even at 7:45. You know, work through it. If you know you have a challenge, there are these things in the office that you don't know how to do it and you're scared actually about trying to know how to do it. So confront that, make it your goal to learn how to do that. For example, you see your colleagues are very good at filing and they know how to keep the record straight. And you, when you see it, you're wondering, now, how do I even begin? How do I do this filing? So you just sit down and look around and see which colleague is this that you'll talk to about filing. You will be very amazed that people want to help you. So you'll go and find out and you'll be told, yeah, if you're filing chronologically by dates, you'll be able to do that. Yeah, for those of us who are in seasoned career, yeah, friends of youth, yes, we know you're still here with us. So it's okay, we've accepted. For those of us who are seasoned in our career, it's probably to set our path. Where do we want to be? Are we in line with our appraisals the way we did for the end of the year? Are we in line? Are we together? I mean, are we meeting the goals we had set for ourselves? Whether it is by the studies we have or even those goals, you know, the development of the company. Okay, coming to financial. Financial is about finances, of course. So it means budgeting. I will make reference to another session that we had about how to do your personal budgets. Please feel free to go through the YouTube channel and see that video, or go to the Facebook page. There we were able to actually have a budget for a student with 10,000 and for somebody who's starting out with 50,000. Of course, there are those rules that you're saving 10% every month, or that you're assisting in your family bills, whether you're paying the electricity of the house, or whether you're paying the water, whatever it is, or Wi-Fi. Are you playing your part? Are you doing your financial goals correctly? Are you even tithing in the first place? Because we are a heavy. Oh, we got French. We are a heavily Christian community, so yes, we would be tithing. So, how is your financial life in terms of your goals? So, feel free. I will really make reference to that video because we really broke it down very seriously how we should manage our finances. Spiritually, now there's the team I call the bedside Baptist, the sitting room Baptist. Nowadays with Corona things, everything just became a Baptist of one kind or another. Where are we? Where are we on our spiritual level? If you're Muslim, are you attending your prayers on time? Are you doing your daily prayers? Even for us Christians, or meditation, for those who choose to meditate, are you meditating daily? Are you doing the way you prefer to do? Remember, you're setting goals according to your ideal you. And remember, there's no other you in this world. So what is you? What is you when it comes to a spiritual person? How do you want it to look like? Do you read your Bible daily? Are you reading your Bible daily? Do you need help to read your Bible daily? Yeah. For those of us who are, yes, friends of youth, we are in BSF. Hello. Yes, we are in BSF, or we are reading the daily bread. I've met others who are reading the daily bread on a literally daily basis. So yes, how are you engaging on a spiritual level? Physical, one of my favorite ones, where Joanne just likes to admit how good, or yes, physical. There are those who like hiking. I have just talked about the hikes and the losing of weight, and watching of diets. Yes, there's another one of intermittent fasting. People are doing intermittent fasting on how to lose the weight. On the other hand, there's a set of people who are looking to add weight, but not everybody is talking about losing weight. There are others who are talking about adding weight and really actually struggling about adding weight. So identifying where do you fall in that category. Are you happy about it? Are you happy about how you look? Even to simple things. Do you prefer to put makeup, or you've always admired how others do makeup and you don't know how to do the makeup? Imagine there's someone somewhere who's going to be able to show you how to do that. That can be a goal, to learn how to do the makeup. Intellectual, we are talking about our mental muscle. Your mind is a mental muscle. You have to stretch your mind at all times. So apart from schoolwork, podcasts happening and videos, you need to identify where do you fall. What are those topics that you like to talk about? I always like to refer to myself because I have learned a lot in my self-awareness journey. So I'm not a historian at all. So there are those who like to read history. They will tell you about a country's history. Oh my goodness, very well. Whereas Joanne here will read a lot of geographical stuff. I will tell you about trees. I'll tell you how the trees came. I'll tell you about how the formation of the plates, like now there's something that's happening in the Rift Valley about the split. When we see the cracks happening on the roads, we've seen it, I think it was around Naivasha, when the road is cracking completely. Those are the tectonic plates that are underneath the earth. The earth is formed out of tectonic plates, and then when they split, now is when you have the physical cracks that are appearing on the earth. So you see, identify what you like. But on the other hand, it's not just about geography. I like some fictional books, so there are very good ones that are out there. Walk into a bookstore and ask. Take a moment there, flip through the books, see what interests you, identify the print. Again, even print type seems, for those who like hard copy, print type actually plays a role. And there are those who like now the Kindles or like listening to the podcasts. Identify those that you like listening to and make sure you keep on growing. Keep on growing, stretch your mind. And then you'll find even when you're stretching your mind, depending on the genre or whatever area that you're falling, you will attract like-minded people, and you will find that your circle, either your network is growing or even you're expanding you as a person. All right, coming to family. In the family circle, it's normally about how you relate with your parents, or how you relate with your grandmother, you relate with your friends, and those ones who are around you. In the time of COVID, we have really learned a lot about social capital. Social capital. How are you investing? And social capital is, you can't live as an island. No man can live as an island. And we are not perfect either. And neither the people we are associating with, they are not perfect either. But you can make it a goal to try and improve those relations. If it's to see your mother, how often do you see your mother? How often do you call? All right? How often do you go and sit there and just listen to each other having a conversation? How often do you go for tea? For those of us, friends of youth, how often are you taking your mom out for lunch? Just to listen, or to your dad, take him out for lunch and listen. Have you bought him a Christmas gift in the first place, or even a birthday gift? Simple things. And please note, when I talk of these gifts, it's not necessarily a very expensive gift. You'd be very shocked. A very simple thing can really make such a very big difference. A book worth 500 shillings or even 200 shillings for those who are readers of books, okay? Or a card, even a card alone, which is 100 bob, could make such a very big difference in a relation. So take your time to go through that sphere of your life and understand how are you doing, okay? Finally, the social one. I repeated about social capital, and again, it falls here as well. Social capital is the friends that you're relating with, your community around you. You won't go, if you have a problem, the ones who are your neighbors are the ones who are going to come and help you out. It won't even be those who are far away. They won't even understand. They won't even see there's something a bit off with your schedule, So invest in having those type of relations. If it is a charmer, imagine it's okay to have a charmer. And there's nothing too small or nothing too big. I'll give another personal example. There's a charmer that I belong to right now, and we are 17 years later. But when we began when we were in university, just finishing university, and we found, we are common friends, we like hanging out, okay. So we used to say 500 bob. 500 bob. And even then, it was really stressing us. Oh my goodness. 500 bob. Hey, we were discussing it. By then, we are living in our bedsitters, our excuse. We are renting out. You have your bills. You're trying to go to work or trying to find a job. 500 bob. Yes, I can relate. The 500 bob was a very big deal. But you'd be shocked. In those 17 years, we've moved from 500 bob, we've moved to 1,000 bob. You go adjusting as you keep going along to finding out where are you reaching. And you'll find you're together in that. Yes, so that is the wheel of life. Now, the trick with the wheel of life is to note that, oops, sorry. Apologies for that.
Yeah, so as Joanne is trying to find the slides, which areas do you find hard to balance? She's talked about spiritual life, your physical life, even your work life. So please type in the chat, and then we'll discuss in our Q&A.
Okay, so as I was explaining about the wheel of life has to balance, all right? Each area of this, it could be at 50%, another one at 80%, another one at 60 again, another one at 40, 20, 10. Sit down and write each of those, each 7 of them. Then you'll put, so what you'll find yourself, you'll create a wheel, and then the wheel, most of the times it's never balanced. So there's like an area that's big, there's like an area that's small, there's like that. But the ideal is to make sure it is a whole rounded circle, a properly rounded circle. So you find that, try and get them all. If they are to be at 80, try and pull them all to 80. What do you need to do to pull it all? To you to feel that you're at 8 out of 10, you're happy in that sphere of your life. Okay. So I'm going to conclude with giving you some quick tips. There are about 8 of them, and I will try and go slow so that you're able to note them down. Okay. So the first one is write your goals. Write down your goals and create what we call a vision board. Right? Write down your goals and create a vision board. A vision board, remember I talked about a vision at the beginning, is your dreams, your biggest dreams. The house you want to live in, the car you want to drive, the job you want to have, the family you want to have, the holidays you want to do. Dare to dream. That vision board is a dare. Next, record your goals. Have them down. Remember, you're writing them down. And this writing down, of course, you start with the annual, then it moves to the monthly. So those big ones now form the small ones. So now we are in October, you should be thinking about November. What will I be doing in November in those spheres of life? I got another question. Somebody asked me about, there are so many, 7. I mean, how do I keep track of all 7 spheres of life? But remember, keeping it simple. Keep it very simple. So if you're talking about your physical life, that you'll be watching your food. Just that. And remember, we are creatures of habit. Whatever you do in 21 days becomes a habit, and you will not have to struggle doing it again because it will be ingrained in you to being able to do it. So recording your goals gives you a place to make reference and to confirm that you're on track. It will motivate you also when you keep looking at it and you see how you're on track about it. Next, when things get tough, don't just push it. When things get tough, don't just push it. You're a human being. You're a human being. Yes, and you need to take things in stride as well. Why am I making reference to this? You know, right now with COVID, things became a bit abnormal, a new normal. So where we used to see parents are going out and coming back, now there's no more of that. So we are all cooped in the house, you know, so there's the way you like to do your things. All of a sudden, the way you like to do your things, you can't do your things. For those of us who are now the friends of youth, we are working at home, you have children in the house. Yeah, we were not used to working where there are children in the house. So all of a sudden, it's mommy this or daddy this or mommy this or daddy that. All of that. Don't push it. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Then, of course, in line with not pushing it is you forgive yourself if you don't meet your goals on time. Forgive yourself. Forgive yourself. Forgive yourself. The disclaimer I will issue to forgiving yourself is don't sit there and have a pity party and, you know, mop for a long period of time. You're allowed to mop, yes. Give yourself a day or two to mop. But after that, please wake up and continue. Please wake up and continue. And first of all, it starts with the forgiving of yourself. So forgive yourself that you have not met it. Most of the times, those of us who are sticklers to order or structure, we tend to be very hard on ourselves if we don't meet them on time. So you need to forgive yourself. It's a very big one. You might not even be consciously aware of it, but your people around you would tell you when you're being too hard on yourself. Okay, I did mention this a bit. Speak up and ask for help. You're in school, you have these grades, you have this topic, you're wondering, how am I going to do this topic? Oh my God. Differential sums, for those who study economics, those are the things. Differential sums, and you have no idea how you're going to do it. Speak it up and ask for help. When I was in university, I studied a BSc in mathematics, and I had colleagues in the economics class. So there's one of those units where those differential things were being discussed, but it was the simplest unit in the mathematics class. So those in econ would actually come over and ask us in mathematics, and we're quite excited to help because, again, it is the simplest unit in mathematics. So we were able to help each other out of that. So don't dismiss who can help you. It could be your fellow classmate in another department. It could be just ask. The catch is ask. Ask. Don't feel shy. Don't feel embarrassed. Don't just ask. And then you'll have the strength to continue and be able to teach others also after yourself. All right? Remember to give yourself a break when you attain large goals. Remember to give yourself a break. Remember to give yourself a break when you attain large goals. Remember to give yourself a break when you attain large goals. And finally, my favorite of them all, reward yourself. Reward yourself. You must reward yourself. Okay? Find what works for you to reward yourself. What is that you really like? What is it? Is it a good cup of tea? And it could be anything. For me, Joanne Kabiru, again, I like a very good mean ice cream sundae. There's one that is given by Java there. It has cookies, it has those chocolate brownies, and then they allow you to choose 3 different scoops of ice cream. Oh my goodness. But now, after you eat that one, your craving for ice cream just goes down the window. For another 3 months, you're like, hey, I think I had enough ice cream. But that day, there's no words to explain how that Sunday feels. Yeah, so find what works for you. Is it a good sandwich? Is it a good pizza? Is it, I don't know, find something that makes you really, really, really happy. A movie, sit down and watch a movie with some nice caramelized popcorn. Find something that works for you, and then you make sure you do it. And then, of course, this one has to appear. You have to keep setting bigger and bigger goals. Remember, your mind is a muscle, and it will keep stretching you. It will keep stretching you. So when you conquer this one, now you know you're past that. Those are things you're past that. Keep moving bigger. And I want to encourage the youth especially. You know, at this point, we are thinking that maybe, especially financially, we are talking about 100 bob, 200 bob, 500, 1,000, 2,000 EV. Do you know they'll reach a point, you will grow from the 1,000, you reach 10,000. From the 10,000, you go to 100,000. Shortly, you're at the millions. Yes. It doesn't sound unreal. It's very true. You keep growing, but you have to grow with it, and you have to keep stretching yourself. Otherwise, without the stretching, you will not be able to reach those levels. So you can do it. It is possible. It's been done, and you can do it yourself. Anyway, your time is now. So get with it. Your time is now. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Joanne. And that was a really great session. I believe we have a lot to learn in terms of just remembering to give ourselves a break, because especially with the COVID era, we tend to be too hard on ourselves. And I especially like the way you talked about the different elements of the wheel of life. You looked at our personal challenges, spiritual challenges, work challenges. We also have challenges at home, like you said. So thank you so much for sharing that. On a side note, George is asking whether you're going to cook for us since you're so great. So I'll leave that to you to answer. But Karibuni Ron, I can see David, George, Molly, you're here. Thank you so much. Let me open the floor now for questions. And if you're shy to chat, just type in the chat box. But Joanne, maybe first answer, will you host us for lunch before the year ends?
Yes. It was George. Yes, George. We could organize for a social event. I would be interested to see how many of you will show up. Feel free to put on the chat box. So those who will show up when I cook, I want to see. I will cook. Count me in. Yes, George, number 1. Natasha, number 2. Natasha, we are counting you in as coming for the social. All right, wonderful. I have only 2 people. Oh my goodness. Bernard.
So as we wait for your comments, we also wanted to share with you a quote from Orison Swett Marden, who says that all who have accomplished great things have had a great aim, have fixed their gaze on a goal which was high, one which sometimes seemed impossible. So even as we reflect on goal setting today, almost everybody said they struggle with meeting their goals. Remember that you need to fix your gaze on a very high goal, because there's no way you can have growth without challenging yourself. And even if you've been looking at our past sessions, we've talked about how to communicate with clarity and confidence. And you'll note even what Dawn highlighted in the leadership session. You cannot have growth if you don't challenge yourself. So let's move on to the Q&A.
Into questions by George. There are 2 questions raised by George, and his question is on the intellectual wheel. What are some of the ways to stretch our minds? So some of the ways that we are doing right now is reading a lot. So you read either journals, you read books, you watch videos, you listen to those podcasts. There is where you learn a lot. And then you, of course, question yourself, finding out what things you're interested in yourself. So read more within those segments. Yeah. When you're reading more, of course, your mental muscle is growing. Have I answered you, George? Are you okay? Okay, sawa. To go into the next question by Wanja Kithure, what financial advice would you give to those of us in our 20s? All right. The financial advice works throughout the age. It doesn't matter whether you're 20, whether you're 50 or 40, it's the same. You need to have your budgets that you get, you are budgeting. Yeah. And then remember, when you're budgeting, you know you're in line with your goals, right? So if you want to, remember, we've just talked about how you'd be taking your mom for lunch or buying your dad something. All those, imagine it has a financial implication. So yes, you would be having that. I will also make reference, Wanja, I will make reference to our session on personal finance, being able to manage your money. Take a moment to go there, because we did it for 1 hour actually. And we could break down the amounts that you have, even you who's in your 20s, whether you're earning that 10K or whether you're earning that 50K, whatever it is, remembering, yes, that you're going out, all right? You're driving, maybe you're taking the M3 or you're taking the bus or whatever way you're taking, you have to also account for that. So you're able to do it. Even in your 20s, start accumulating your finances, making your investments. It's never too early to make investments, no. Personally, I started when I was about 25, when I first got my first permanent job. So from 25, consistently. And with one rule of thumb, that you need to save a minimum of 10% of whatever it is that you receive. And please note, I said receive. It is not the one you're paid only. Whatever it is you're given, 10% of it, please put it aside. There are very many products in this town, even internationally, that you can put your 10% away. Once you keep putting your 10% away, you will be amazed at what you'll be able to do at the end of it all. Okay. All right. There's a question by Natasha. What is the place of being open to goal changing? For example, as a youth, you had envisioned to be somewhere by the end of the year, but as you go through the motions of life, you're exposed to new opportunities. Is it okay to be flexible? Yes, it is very okay to be flexible. Very okay. Yes, as long as you're stretching. The problem comes if you're being stagnant or you're going backward. Backward, no. But going forward, yes. Going forward is okay. Going forward is fine. Yeah, being flexible to the change. And remembering that change is not in all spheres of your life. It's probably just one. Yeah, so it's okay to be flexible and to adjust with the times. Okay. There's a question from George on journals.
Thank you, George, for that. So given this session is only 1 hour, we will encourage you to be visiting our Facebook page, and we'll compile most of the issues here and also start giving reference materials on the page. So I welcome you to visit our Facebook page. We'll upload it either today or tomorrow. And for those of you asking also for financial advice, we had a very good and detailed session on how to save. We also talked about investments, and we also had an expert who came in to talk about insurance products. So kindly visit our YouTube, and also feel free to reach directly to Joanne or I if you want further guidance. We are available to help you. I'll let Joanne answer the question from Felicia.
Okay. How do you differentiate between forgiving yourself and procrastinating on your goals? Where do you draw the line? So a big feature of procrastination is when you find that you're not doing it. So you set it this month, it appears again next month, and again the next month. Those are 3 months of the same goal without any movement of any kind. So you need to sit down and I think to put it in a fun way is have that small meeting with yourself. So why am I not achieving that particular goal? It was there last month, it was there the next month, and it was there the next month. What is making me run away from it? You have to be very true to yourself and find out what exactly is it, because most of the time you'll find it's a fear, right? You're fearing. So maybe you're thinking of, let's pick one. I'll pick a nice one, the one for social or family. So you're fearing to talk to your mom. You want to talk to her, but then you have these images going around in your head of possible answers, possible anything. It's there. It's just going around. So you will go around. You know you want to talk to your mom, but no. You will go around. You will go around again. Now you realize you have to identify. When you identify the cause, it's the fear. Then you say, okay, fine. How can I conquer this fear? Remember the part for asking for help. So you will go and ask someone. Maybe you'll ask an auntie. Maybe you'll ask a sibling. Someone. I need to tell mom this. How do I tell her? How do I tell her? I mean, I don't mean to be bad or be rude or be. I just need to communicate. So how do you do that? So you'll be told, oh, try this method or try another method. I've seen even other kids who write letters. So you write a letter and it's conveniently left at the makeup box of the mom. So you see, there are very many ways and you're communicating. Hello? And she will understand. In fact, she'll be asking for her to write a letter or for him to write a letter. Yeah, okay, all right. Then the approach will probably be different and it will be cooled down. Yeah, so it identify the cause of the procrastination. Once you identify, then you're able to work on it. But as for forgiving yourself, that one, as I said, you forgive yourself. If you're dealing, like the Friends of Youth right now, several of them are dealing with parents being sick. So they're always running for one reason or another. There's something happening in hospital-related things. So you see, it means on their own personal goals are now being pushed a bit aside as they deal with the family aspect of it, which again is you cannot run away from it. It is our responsibility as well. So yeah, you forgive yourself when you don't meet your goals. Felicia, that's you. And physical has been there since the beginning. And we are in October. It's okay. Forgive yourself. We need to focus now. Focus for November and focus for December. And then remember, be very real. There's YouTube channels for the physical. Okay, YouTube videos. Go Google one called HIT. I learned about it in the office. Some colleagues were doing. HIT is HIIT. Some very intense. Hey, it's 10 minutes clip, but now, hey. That clip will make you really bad, and you will sweat, by the way. Either that one or another one I also discovered called Pilates. Very simple things. 10 minutes. I'm telling you, it's 10 minutes. But now, yes. All right. Felicia, that one you will conquer that one. We will have this conversation 3 months from today or 6 months, thereabout.
Christmas is coming, please. And your food.
Pardon?
I said Christmas is coming and we're
Christmas.
also waiting for you to cook for us.
Okay. So December it is. I'll fix it for December. Just make sure you keep up with the Facebook page. That's why we post a lot of information. Physical is the hardest element to balance. Don't worry, we are many, even me. Yeah, I'm in that category. I'm in that category of physical.
Yeah, thank you so much, Joanne. And I believe we learned a lot today. I also learned about just not being too hard on myself. I know at times we put so many issues into one day, but we just need to, I guess, just appreciate that we are humans and we can only do so much. So I'm very grateful to the newbies who joined us today. We're very happy. Please share with your friends so that we can keep building one another. And if you did not see the promo, we are actually an online mentorship forum, and we're here to support you in whatever areas you need help. So among our team, we have experts in communication, in leadership and change management. As I mentioned at the beginning, Joanne is also a personal productivity coach, and she's also a financial expert. So feel free to reach out to us anytime. We're here to serve you. And we're also quite excited just by the consistency and how you guys keep supporting us every month. So please share the good news with your friends. So from me, I am just happy we have a holiday on Tuesday, don't forget. And I think we'll actually take up your offer seriously and probably organize a social in December so we can actually now see each other face to face now that COVID seems to be on its way out. So we do appreciate you, and you can just put on your mics just as we say bye, so at least we can hear your voices. So thank you, Felix. Thank you, Felicia. Thank you, Jerry. Thank you, Ron.
Thank you, Akacho and Joanne. Bye.
Yeah, asante sana.
Bye, Joanne. Bye.
Bye.
Kirapa.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank
See
you
you
so
next
much.
time.